Oh, dude. Okay, that's gnarly. So kind of just a few initial thoughts about this, the car that I purchased. I didn't necessarily purchase it for form. It's more of a functional situation for me. And obviously having the ultimate in utility with the Super Duty, I'm giving up things, but the ultimate goal is to, one, obviously work toward a house, and by going to a vehicle that has a little bit more of a feasible payment monthly, I can put more money back. Plus I had the equity from the F-250 that went straight into the bank to kind of kickstart that, which was pretty nice to have. So that's kind of a side note on this before I show you guys what I got. All right, so I'm coming up on the dealership now. This is the longest light in the history of ever. Still waiting. Okay, there we go. I'm a little impatient. I wasn't like super nervous when I bought the Super Duty or anything like that. And I think that might have been, I don't know. I really don't know why. Maybe I just didn't feel a really big connection to the Super Duty. But this I feel like is gonna be really awesome long term, and I'm really excited for it. I was excited for the Super Duty because it was something different, something I had never had before, and I've kind of always wanted it. But then, you know how things go. Once you have it, sometimes it's not as good as you had built it up in your mind. I think this is probably going to be as good as I build it up to be, and we're about to find out. All right. I don't see it yet. I see similar things. Is that it? No, that's not it. Where is she? Oh, dude. Okay, that's gnarly. I'm gonna park right here. Oh my gosh, guys. I think I might be in love. This is like the second time I've ever seen this color in person, and it is amazing. And it's a car that I'm probably gonna take home today, so we'll see how things go. But I'm really juiced up. I can't wait to show this thing to you guys. All right, so it is done. The car is purchased, and I'm actually sitting in it right now. I don't know if you can even tell what it is by just me sitting in it, but I'll move my head a little bit here and you'll be able to tell at least what trim level it is. So I bought a Wilderness Edition Subaru. It's quite a departure from the Subarus that I've had in the past. Not so much the 2011 Outback that I had, but it's definitely in a different vein. The Outback was meant to look cool, but not necessarily perform, because it was just a regular Outback with some BFGs on it. It didn't have any suspension or anything like that. No fancy bells and whistles like X mode or anything. But this one is purpose built, and I am definitely going to be putting it through its paces with the different features that it has and that it comes with. And I want to show you guys what the car looks like, what color I got, and everything. So let me take you around my 2022 Subaru Outback Wilderness Edition. So as you can see, I went with the autumn green metallic, and I could not be happier with the way this thing looks. I think that gray is a little too bland. I think black just kind of makes everything like the cladding and stuff disappear. Blue, the geyser blue, it's really cool in the promo stuff. I don't think that I could live with it on a day-to-day basis. Silver is just kind of plain as well. So getting the autumn green metallic really made sense to me because it shows off all the body lines, and it's a color that's really livable. It's a very outdoorsy color. I think it is a lot on the nose, but I love that in this car. I also think that the green works really well with all the anodized copper accents that this car has. I don't even know why I'm calling it a car. I guess I'll call it a wagon. I love all the accents that get carried inside. I think that's really great. The stitching on the steering wheel, the surrounds in the gauge cluster on the shifter, and then these awesome wilderness tags on the door panels, I think are really cool as well. But overall, I am really excited about this. I think it's going to be a great platform moving forward for the channel. Keeping everything with one brand, I think, will help me kind of focus my content a little better. I really enjoyed having the Ford. I really enjoyed having the Ram. But honestly, my biggest love in automotive right now is Subaru, and I love my STI. I've loved every Subaru that I've had prior to this Outback and to my STI, and so I think keeping with that brand and really allowing myself to be kind of immersed in it is going to be really good for the channel. It's going to allow me to give you more focused content more often, so I'm not feeling like I have to bop back and forth. Especially getting started out, I think focusing content on my channel is going to really help me keep things straight and give you a better video. Of course, we've got plans for this thing. I am not going to just let it sit around and be a daily driver, grocery getter, over the road type deal. We are going to be taking this thing to some camping locations. We'll take it hiking, whatever it may be. We're going to take it on a road trip in November. We're going to DC, land of the Subarus. We'll take it over there through the mountains and stuff like that on the way, and we'll see how it does. But I really plan to use this. I plan to modify it. Obviously, I can't leave anything alone. So first order of business is probably going to be to get tint on these fishbowl windows. The backs are tinted pretty well, but I think I'm probably just going to do 15% all the way around and call it a day. Probably won't touch the windshield because of the eyesight. I've heard nightmares about eyesight not working once the front windshield was tinted, so I'll probably leave it alone. But everything else definitely getting tinted on this thing. So now it comes down to the business of the little giveaway that I was talking about. A lot of the merch for the giveaway is actually Subaru related stuff, so it kind of makes sense that someone with a Subaru would have gotten the closest guess. Nobody guessed an Outback explicitly, and that is totally fine because I really never gave any indication that this is something that I wanted other than the few hints that I dropped on my Instagram. So the winner of the giveaway is actually a follower over on Instagram. I don't know if he's subscribed on YouTube because I guess maybe his profile's not public, but I'm pretty sure he's watching the videos. His name is Spencer, otherwise known as Cherry Trek on Instagram, so definitely go check out his page. He does installs and stuff like that, and he'll do like really nice walkthroughs, a lot more detailed than what I will probably ever be with my walkthroughs as far as like taking pictures and stuff goes. I like to film. I do not like to take pictures. It is a pain. So definitely check him out if you like Subaru content. He's very knowledgeable on the new models that Subaru has coming out. I think he's got kind of a family of Subarus as well, like me, so it's only fitting that he would get this this right. He guessed a Subaru, and one of the few who actually guessed a Subaru, he guessed a Crosstrek. And honestly, I had given a lot of thought to the Crosstrek, and when I was going through things, the financial impact of a Crosstrek actually did make sense as far as where it would put my monthly payment, and where the utility would be with the vehicle. Unfortunately, the Crosstreks are just a little bit too small for me to be able to use every day, and I tend to use all of my vehicles as if they were trucks because that's something that I grew up in trucks, and I've always had a truck. So anything that I have, if I don't have a truck available, becomes a truck. So the Crosstrek probably wouldn't serve that purpose very well because it's kind of limited on the cargo space. So I kind of kept that in mind, and I decided that a Crosstrek just wouldn't be the route for me. I don't want to get a Forester because we already have a Forester in the family, and honestly, I don't really care for the Forester Wilderness Edition as much as I do the Outback Wilderness Edition. So it made a lot of sense for me to just go with the Outback because I always loved Outbacks. I am partial to the wagon body. I owned a 2011, so I kind of know what the Outback's all about, but this one does it better in just about every way imaginable. So I just want to say that I really appreciate everybody who stayed tuned throughout selling the F-250. I know that was a really sad time, and I do miss the truck because I really did enjoy that truck, but it didn't really serve a purpose, and getting rid of it actually served more of a purpose than keeping it and using it. And now we have a vehicle that I can really sink my teeth into, and I'm really excited to bring the Subaru content to you guys. So thank you guys so much for staying tuned and watching. Definitely, I'm sitting in a parking lot right now and people just keep driving by and like staring like, what is this guy doing? Talking to himself in the car. I look like an idiot, I don't care. Like I said, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Like, comment, and subscribe if you found this interesting. If you can't wait for the upcoming Outback content, let me know in the comments. Tell me how excited you are. If you hate this car in this color, tell me too. I'm sorry if I offended anyone, but this is, I think, is just a really good overall move, and I cannot wait to take you guys along with me for the journey on this one. And I think we're gonna keep this one a little bit longer than we did the Super Duty. I think we might have to. But until next time, guys, take care. Thanks again for tuning in. We'll catch you in the next one.